Welcome, Rogue Nation, to Medford Rogues Baseball. Live on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I am Jonathan Kerman with you here on a beautiful, sunny Wednesday afternoon in Portland at Walker Stadium. Game 3 between the Portland Pickles and your Medford Rogues. Medford Rogues looking for the series sweep. On the mound for the Rogues, number 35, Cole Percival. Cole, not a stranger to the starting role. Product of Riverside, California, will attend UC Riverside next year. This will be his fourth game on the mound. In 16 2/3 innings pitched, he has 12 strikeouts and has a 4.86 ERA. He is 1-0 on the year. Opposing him for the Portland Pickles, number 38, Mike Gagliardi. Very exciting baseball these past two games here at Walker Stadium. Rogues winning both in the late innings.
We have a song request to start the Pickles announcing. Oh, I'm good. I was going to do serious. Oh, not yet. Not until they take the field defensively.
Head coach Josh Hogan having a conversation with the two umpires at home plate. With Jeff Lottie, the head coach for the Portland Pickles. Mike Gagliardi out of Hamilton, New Jersey, pitches for the Army. Righty, 6'4", 210. Making his first appearance in a starting role for the Pickles this year. He does have 5 strikeouts in just 4 innings pitched. Thank you all for joining us wherever you may be. Jordan Reagan is on the live chat. Thanks, Jordan, for joining us. Game 3 between the Portland Pickles and the Medford Rogues. Really, it's Game 6 because the Rogues played against these Pickles back at Harry and David Field for 3 games. They're now here for 3 games. This will be the last game of this extended series between the Pickles and the Rogues. I caught up with one of last night's heroes, Johnny De La Cruz, a little earlier. We'll have that conversation with him in just a second. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman. Game 3 between the Pickles and the Rogues. Stick around, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Jonathan Kerman on the call with you today. Game 3 between these Portland Pickles and the Medford Rogues. Game number 10 in a row for your Medford Rogues. The starting lineups for your Medford Rogues. Leading things off, playing shortstop, Davis DeLorphis. Batting second at third, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Batting third, catching, Alex Isola. Batting fourth in left, Johnny De La Cruz. Batting fifth, playing first base, Dante Gutierrez. Batting sixth in the DH spot, Braden Stutzman. Batting seventh, playing second base, Bryce Tilton. Batting eighth in right field, Connor Konishi. And rounding out the order for the Rogues, in center field, Caleb Smith. Mike Garrity on the mound for the Portland Pickles, making his first start of the year. Pitched just 4 innings total so far on the year for the Pickles. Be an opportunity for skipper Jeff Lottie to get a look at the big right-hander from the Army. Defensive alignment for the Portland Pickles behind Gagliardi. Catching him today is Tate Budnick. At third base, Colin Rubino. At shortstop, Daniel Lopez. At second, Alex Henwood. At first, Cody Allen. In the outfield, at left, Xander Clark. In center, Matt Starkovic. And in right, Griffin Mueller. Just a few minutes from getting underway here at Walker Stadium, Game 3 of the 3-game series. Really, it's Game 6 between these Portland Pickles and the Medford Rogues. We'll have first pitch right after this. Welcome back to Medford Rogues Baseball, live on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Jonathan Kerman on the call with you for Game 3, just about ready to get underway here at Walker Stadium. Josh Hogan still heading over to the third base side. He's the third base coach for the Medford Rogues. Rogues in their gray unis, with the white Medford written across with green outline. Here's the first pitch to Davis DeLorphis. That one in there for a strike by right-hander Mike Gagliardi. The 0-1 off speed, catches the inside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. Just getting underway here at Walker Stadium. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Oh, that was strike 3. We must have missed first pitch. Apologize for that. So DeLorphis down swinging. That'll bring up Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Clay Valenzuela-Reese had a single and a sac fly yesterday. Part of that 9-run explosion in the final 4 innings. 8 of those 9 runs coming in the 7th and 8th for the Rogues. Here's the first pitch to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Skips up out of the catcher's reach. 1-0 the count. Just getting underway here at Walker Stadium. Here's the 1-0. That one's low. 2-0 the count. Thank you all so much for joining us here on the live stream, wherever you may be. I know we have a couple regular listeners here at the ballpark with us. If you're back at home in Medford, wherever you're listening from, hop on the live chat. Let us know where you're coming from. Here's the 2-0 to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. That one is high, ball 3. Mike Evans, the plate ump. And Mick Hendrickson out in the field. The 3-0 is low, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Clay Valenzuela-Reese with 1 out here in the top of the first for the Rogues.
Just at first, we've got 1 out here in the top half of the first inning.
Here's Rogues catcher from the University of Utah, number 24, Alex Isola.
1 out.
So the 1-out walk to Clay Valenzuela-Reese brings up Alex Isola playing catcher today. Isola has homered in back-to-back games for the Rogues. Here's the first pitch, that one in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Budnick. Taking off is Clay Valenzuela-Reese. He is in there safely at second base. It's going to go as a wild pitch. Valenzuela-Reese waited until that ball skipped into the dirt to take off. A heads-up play by the third baseman.
That's going to bring up Alex Isola. 1-0.
Welcome, Michael, April, and Bruce. Appreciate you all checking in with us.
Last night, a fantastic night of play as the DH.
The field ump.
2 for 4 with a single and
Oh, they're signaling that the second base got dislodged on that slide by Clay Valenzuela-Reese. So we'll pause for just a quick second while they fix that.
came out of place.
Nick Hendrickson. Yeah, no.
1-0 on Isola. A little bit of a
1-0 the count to Alex Isola. Looks like we're all ready to continue this ball game.
1-0 with 1 out.
Clay Valenzuela-Reese at second. 1 out here in the top of the first inning.
Valenzuela-Reese at second base, following the walk and the wild pitch.
Alex Isola, the freshman from Utah, put a charge into this Rogues team ever since joining way back in early June.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the 1-0 from Gagliardi. That one hit well and through the left side of the field for a base hit. Clay Valenzuela-Reese will be held at third. Clay Valenzuela-Reese opens up this game with a sharp single. So runners at the corners for the Rogues. And that'll bring up the other big performer last night for the Medford Rogues, Johnny De La Cruz. De La Cruz in his normal left field position.
From the University of Louisiana at Monroe, it's the left fielder number 2, Johnny De La Cruz.
De La Cruz had that big bases clearing 3 RBI double in the 8th inning of last night's game to put the game out of reach for the Rogues. First pitch, a called strike to De La Cruz. 0-1 the count.
0-1 with 1 out. Gagliardi looks in.
Here's the 1-0. That one is hit up the middle through the right side of the field past the diving second baseman. That'll score Clay Valenzuela-Reese.
Scoring is Valenzuela.
So the Rogues strike early here in Game 3.
On the RBI single by Johnny De La Cruz.
Isola advances to second. De La Cruz picks up where he left off last night, an RBI single for the man from the University of Louisiana, Monroe. That'll bring up the first baseman, Dante Gutierrez.
De La Cruz at first, Isola at second.
Gutierrez had 2 singles, scored twice, went 2 for 3, also had 2 walks in last night's ball game. Left-handed batter waits from the pitch. Here it is. Swung on, first pitch swinging, that one's hit softly to the first base, and they fired over to second. They get one, not in time to get Gutierrez at first. Heads-up play by the first baseman, Cody Fallon, for the Pickles. It was a soft grounder. He picked it up, fielded it, threw it over to Daniel Lopez covering second base, but not in time to get Gutierrez at first. Alex Isola advances to third on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Braden Stutzman, the designated hitter. Stutzman, out of Twin Falls, Idaho, plays for University of Oregon. Switch hitter batting from the left side. First pitch to Stutzman, in there for a strike, an off-speed pitch. 0-1 the count. Alex Isola at third, Dante Gutierrez at first, 2 outs, top of the first inning. Rogues already on top, 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one's high. Gutierrez thought about taking off, decided against it. Quickly 0-2 to Braden Stutzman. Rogues coming into this game 24-9. The Pickles at 14-18. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, that's it up the middle. It's going to fall into shallow center field. Alex Isola comes home. Braden Stutzman has himself an RBI single. And the Rogues take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. So the Rogues spotting 2 for starting pitcher Cole Percival. They're looking for more. Bryce Tilton steps into the batter's box now. First pitch to Tilton is low. Gets away from Budnick, but not far enough. 1-0 the count to Bryce. Product of Sandy, Oregon. Plays for Western Oregon University. 6'1", 180 right-handed batter. Waits on the 1-0 from Gagliardi. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high. Popped up. Calling for it is the second baseman, Alex Henwood. He makes the catch for the final out of the inning. However, 2 come across on RBI singles by Johnny De La Cruz and Braden Stutzman. Rogues take a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. Cole Percival takes the mound for your Rogues in just a little bit. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to Medford Rogues Baseball, live on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Rogues put up 2 in the top of the first thanks to RBI singles by Johnny De La Cruz and Braden Stutzman. First pitch from starting pitcher Cole Percival is outside to Colin Rubino. 1-0 the count. Defensive alignment for the Medford Rogues behind Cole Percival. Here's the 1-0. That one a fastball, catches the inside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. Alex Isola catching Cole Percival this evening. Infield battery made up of Clay Valenzuela-Reese and Davis DeLorfis at third and short. Next pitch from Percival is outside. 2-1 the count. So Valenzuela-Reese at third, DeLorfis at short, Bryce Tilton at second, Dante Gutierrez at first. Percival with the windup. Here's the 2-1. That one's high. 3-1 the count to Colin Rubino here in the bottom of the first inning. Outfield looks a little different for the Medford Rogues. Again, this is the 10th game in the row that this team has played. Here's the 3-1. That one catches the outside part of the plate. Good fastball. Great location by the big righty. Runs the count full, 3-2. Johnny De La Cruz there out in left field. In center, Caleb Smith, and in right, Connor Konishi. Next pitch swung on and missed. It was a half swing that Colin Rubino decided to just finish. He knew he was done for. So one batter, one strikeout for Cole Percival. That'll bring up Alex Henwood. Starting lineup for the Portland Pickles, Colin Rubino, who just struck out to lead things off. Stepping into the batter's box now, the left-handed batter, Alex Henwood. Batting third, Daniel Lopez. Batting fourth, Xander Clark. Batting fifth, Tate Budnick. Batting sixth, Cody Fallon. Batting seventh, Matt Starkovic. Batting eighth, Griffin Mueller. And batting ninth, Bobby Kinney. First pitch to Henwood, off speed, in there for the strike. 0-1 the count. Nobody on here in the bottom of the first inning. Rogues lead 2-0. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Strike two. So Percival quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 to Alex Henwood. Percival getting the sign from Isola. Here's the windup and the 0-2. Swung on, that is hit through the left side of the field for a base hit. De La Cruz picks it up. And the Pickles have their first base runner aboard. A 0-2 single for Alex Henwood. That'll bring up the shortstop, Daniel Lopez. Daniel Lopez batting .245 on the year. This is his 30th game of the season. Has 26 hits and 25 runs so far this season. First pitch is actually a throw over to first. Henwood back in time. Here's the first pitch to Daniel Lopez. That one a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. Looks like Percival really attacking the Pickles hitters tonight. Here's the 0-1. That one just misses. 1-1 the count. One out runner on first for the Pickles. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Rogues lead 2-0. Thanks to RBI singles by Johnny De La Cruz and Braden Stutzman. Throw over to first. Henwood dives back in safely. Daniel Lopez at the plate for the Pickles, a product of Pico Rivera, California, plays for the University of Portland. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from the ballpark. That one hit up the middle, up the left side of the field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles to the left side of the infield for the Pickles. Has them on first and second with one out. And that'll bring up Xander Clark. Xander Clark continuing to just crush the baseball for the Pickles. Had 3 doubles and a home run in yesterday's game. One out, bottom of the first inning. Alex Henwood at second, Daniel Lopez at first for the Pickles. Xander Clark from Newbury Park, California, plays for UCLA in his spare time. Big 6'4" right-hander steps in, waits on the pitch from Percival. Here it is. First pitch outside, 1-0 the count. Clark steps back in. Percival looks back at second and steps off the rubber. Henwood scampers back over to the bag. We'll do this again. Here's the 1-0. That one's high. 2 balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck, the catcher, Tate Budnick. Two out, one out, two on, one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Rogues on top, 2-0. Xander Clark at the plate. Percival comes set. Here he comes. Swung on and missed. A great off-speed pitch by Cole Percival fooled Xander Clark for the first strike of the at-bat. 2-1 the count. Percival looks in. Isola gives the sign. First and second for the Pickles. One out. Here's the pitch. The runners go. Throw over to third is going to be not in time. Both runners advance. So a double stolen base put on by the Pickles. They now have runners on second and third with one out. The ball was low. So now it's a 3-1 count. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to pitch to Xander Clark here with two runners in scoring position or take their chances with Tate Budnick. Isola going to get down in the crouch. We'll see if Xander Clark gets something to hit here. Henwood at third, Lopez at second for the Pickles. One out here in the bottom of the first, rather. Swung on and missed. Strike two. So Cole Percival not shying away from the challenge. That is Xander Clark. Three balls, two strikes, one out. Runners on second and third for the Pickles here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, foul, tipped. We'll do this again. Rogues got two in the first thanks to RBI singles by Johnny De La Cruz and Braden Stutzman, scoring Clay Valenzuela-Reese and Alex Isola. Percival trying to do his best to keep the Pickles off the board here in a bit of a jam. Gets the sign he likes, comes set. Here's the 3-2. That one is off speed, outside for ball four, and the bases are loaded. Not a bad pitch for Cole Percival in that situation. A walk to Xander Clark with two on is not the end of the world. Certainly not the worst case scenario. So that'll bring up Tate Budnick, the catcher. Tate Budnick batting .323 on the year in 13 games. This will be his 14th. It's 10 hits, 5 doubles, 8 RBIs, 8 walks, and 8 strikeouts in those 13 games. Bases are loaded, one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Percival comes set. Here's the first pitch to Tate Budnick. That one is just low. 1-0 the count. Mike Evans, the home plate umpire. Mick Hendrickson, the field up. 1-0 the count to Tate Budnick. Here's the pitch from Cole Percival. That one inside. Sneaks away from Isola, but not too far. Runners do not advance. 2 balls and no strikes. And Isola's going to go out and have a conversation with Cole Percival. All right, we're all set to continue this inning. Percival in a bit of a tight spot. Bases loaded, one out, bottom of the first inning. Does have a 2-run lead. Tate Budnick waits for the 2-0 pitch. Waiting on deck, the first baseman, Cody Fallon. Percival comes set. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, hit up the middle. That is going to bounce off the bag. It bounces off second base. 1 run comes home. 2 runs come home. Wow. Bryce Tilton was there. He was up the middle, ready to field that ball. It was a tailor-made double play, and the ball skips off second base and caroms into left center field. That's going to go as a hit. Tough luck for Cole Percival. Got the ideal ground ball, just happened to hit the plate at the wrong time. Alex Henwood comes home. Daniel Lopez comes home. Xander Clark is at third. We have a tie ball game, 2-2 here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Cody Fallon, the right-handed batter. He takes low for ball 1. That was a tailor-made double play. I mean, obviously it hit off the second base bag. All Tilton had to do was field the ball, step on the bag over to first. It would have been as routine of a double play, as assured of a double play as it could have been, but that's baseball for you. hits the second base bag, bounces out into the outfield to come home. Next pitch, swung on, fielded nicely by Davis Lorfus, makes a great play over at second. The run scores, but a great play by Davis Lorfus ranging to his right to get the force out at second, the lead runner. Xander Clark does come home. Pickles take a 3-2 lead. But now there are 2 outs and a runner on first for the Pickles. That'll bring up Matt Starkovic. Starkovic, the right-handed batter, plays center field for the Pickles. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, hit softly to DeLorfus. DeLorfus will field it cleanly. He'll decide to go to first. Over to Gutierrez in time, and that ends the inning. However, 3 runs come home on a tough luck play that is unfortunately going to go as earned runs against Cole Percival. Rogues trail 2-3, 3-2. We head to the top of the second inning. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Valley Immediate Care is a proud sponsor of our Rogues broadcast team. Valley Immediate Care has locations in both North and South Medford, Ashland, Grants Pass, and Brookings, offering urgent care, occupational health, physicals, laser services, and more. Head to valley-ic.com for more information. Now time for the Valley Immediate Care Injury Report. Only one injury to report for the Medford Rogues. That would be Jordan Reagan, who has joined us on the live stream. Jake Gosdo has been nursing a sore left ankle. He has been available to pinch hit the last 2 nights. Rogues haven't needed him. We'll see if he gets a chance to swing the bat here today. And that's going to do it. Valley Immediate Care taking good care of our players, making sure they stay on the field. The Rogues would like to thank our friends at Avista. Serving Medford since 1906, Avista has created opportunities, sparked imaginations, and fueled innovation. Today, as they celebrate more than a century of service, the folks at Avista are as committed as ever to helping the communities that they serve to grow and prosper. Head to avistautilities.com today. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the second inning, already 5 runs across for these 2 teams. Pickles on top, 3-2. First pitch to Connor Kanishi. He takes for a ball, 1-0. Connor Kanishi, bit of an everyman for the Rogues. He pitches, he starts, he swings a mean bat. Next pitch is foul, check swing, 1-1 the count. A little bit windy here at Walker Stadium. Shadows completely engulfing the stadium except for the press box here in section 204 behind home plate off the first base side. That pitch swung on and missed by Kanishi. He's in a hole, 1-2. Top of the second inning. Rogues trail 3-2. Here's the 1-2. That one's way high. Easy take for Kanishi. Connor Kanishi out of La Mesa, California, play for San Jose State University. Lefty thrower, lefty batter, waits for the 2-2 from Gagliardi. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit softly to the second baseman, Alex Henwood. Henwood fields it cleanly, fires it over to Cody Fallon, a step and a half ahead of Connor Kanishi for the first out of the second. That'll bring up the center fielder, Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith, a product of Corvallis, Oregon. Bats right, throws left. Like myself. 6'2" sophomore attending Lynn Benton Community College. Here's the first pitch to Caleb Smith. He looks at a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. Nobody on here in the top of the second inning for the Rogues. Next pitch swung on and missed. Caleb Smith quickly in an 0-2 hole. 1 out, Rogues trail 3-2. Gagliardi looks in. Gets the sign from Tate Budnick. Wind up pitch. Swung on, hit sharply to the left side of the infield. Past the diving Daniel Lopez at short. Caleb Smith has himself a 1-out single. That'll turn the lineup over. Davis DeLorfis coming up. DeLorfis, the Great West League RBI leader, has 27. Here's the first pitch to DeLorfis. That one's in. Ball one. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Rogues trail 3-2 here. Caleb Smith taking his lead from first. Right-handed DeLorfis waits on the pitch. Here it is. That one's inside. 2-0 the count. DeLorfis steps back into the batter's box. We're ready to do this again. 2-0 the count. With the runner on. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A big swing by DeLorfis ahead of that off speed. 2-1 now the count. Already plenty of action in this ball game. Game 6 between these Medford Rogues and the Portland Pickles. That one's high. 3-1 the count. Rogues will return home on July 7th for a 2-game series against the Lincoln Potters. 3-1 the count to Davis DeLorfis. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Runs the count full, 3-2. A lot of off-speed stuff by Mike Gagliardi here in the early goings. Yes, Doug, the sun is indeed brutal, almost entirely obstructing my field of vision. Full count pitch is high to DeLorfis. Rogues have runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Clay Valenzuela-Reese, who walked and scored back in the first inning. He scored on the RBI single by Johnny De La Cruz. Yeah, at least, Doug, the players are in shadows, and they're the ones who have the real tough job. That's fielding the baseball. So 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the second. First pitch to Valenzuela-Reese shows bunt. That ball's in the dirt, bounced about a foot in front of the bag. Valenzuela-Reese pulled back in time. You know what, Doug? That is an excellent suggestion. Tinted windows would be very, very useful. Not just at Harry and David Field, I think at any ballpark. I'm sure the guys in the press box would appreciate it. Here's the 1-0. That one is just low under the knees. 2-0 to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Plays for Campbellsville University. Valenzuela-Reese batting .339 on the year, making his 30th appearance for the Rogues. That one's low outside, so 3 balls and no strikes. Mike Gagliardi 1 pitch away from loading the bases for the Great West League Player of the Week, Alex Isola. Here's the 3-0 to Valenzuela-Reese, taking all the way in there for a strike. Now the count 3-1. So Valenzuela-Reese showed bunt earlier on in the at-bat. We'll see if Hogan asks him to put it on here with 1 out in the top of the second inning. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, that's hit to left field. That's going to fall. And the Rogues have the bases loaded for Alex Isola. Alex Isola had 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, went 2 for 4 in that one. 2 for 3, rather. So Caleb Smith at third, Davis DeLorfis at second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese at first, Alex Isola at the plate. I'm sure no one else Josh Hogan would like better than Isola. First pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. Isola waits on the pitch from Mike Gagliardi. The Rogues take their lead. Here's the 1-0. That one outside, so Isola ahead in the count, 2-0. Caleb Smith at third, DeLorfus at second, Valenzuela-Reese at first. Here's the 2-0. That one's high, 3 balls and no strikes. So Gagliardi wants nothing to do with Alex Isola. Nothing has been even close to the plate. Isola swinging as hot a bat as you could in the Great West League. Here's the 3-0 to Isola. That one in the dirt, ball 4. So Alex Isola has himself an RBI walk. Caleb Smith comes home. Score is now tied again, 3-3. That'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz, who already has an RBI single in this game. 3-3, top of the second, 1 out, bases loaded for the Rogues. Here's the first pitch to De La Cruz. That one's low. Just gets away from Tate Budnick, but not far enough. And Jeff Lottie is going to go out and have a quick conversation with Mike Gagliardi. Morton's Family Dining and Bar offers something for everyone. Morton's has a full sports bar, a separate family dining side of the restaurant, and even delivery. Check out their website, mortons.com. That's Morton's with 2 R's. The Rogue Regency Inn & Suites is the official host hotel of the Medford Rogues. Whether you're in Southern Oregon for a quick stay or a longer visit, Rogue Regency has a warm, casually elegant atmosphere with plenty to offer, including Chadwick's, the official sports bar of the Medford Rogues. Make sure you head to the post-party headquarters, Chadwick's Pub and Sports Bar, and the Rogue Regency Inn & Suites. Conversation is done between Jeff Lottie and Mike Gagliardi. Bases loaded, 1-0, the count to Johnny De La Cruz, 1 out, top of the second, 3-3 the score. Here's the pitch. That one's low, 2-0. Davis DeLorfus at third, Clay Valenzuela-Reese at second, Alex Isola with the RBI walk at first. Here's the pitch. That one catches the bottom part of the plate for a strike. Looked like it caught the lower outside corner. 2-1 now to De La Cruz. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle. This could be 2. Over the shortstop for 1. Over, not going to be in time to get Johnny De La Cruz at first. He was flying down the first base line. Great hustle by the left fielder. That scores the leading run, Davis DeLorfus. An RBI fielder's choice for Johnny De La Cruz, his second RBI of the day. The Rogues back on top, 4-3. Valenzuela-Reese is at third. Isola cut down on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Dante Gutierrez, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. 2 outs. Runners on the corners for the Rogues. Top of the second, they're on top, 4-3. First pitch to Gutierrez in the dirt. Gets away, De La Cruz runs. No throw at second. Going to be a wild pitch. Wise decision by Tate Budnick, the catcher, not to throw that ball because Clay Valenzuela-Reese was ready to come home on that one. So De La Cruz advances on the wild pitch. Now 2 in scoring position for the Rogues with 2 out. Let's see if Dante Gutierrez can come up with a clutch hit. Here's the 1-0. That one's low. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes, 2 out. Here's the pitch to Dante Gutierrez, and that one's low. And they're coming home. Did they call a balk? So they called a balk on Mike Gagliardi. That pitch will not count. So the count remains 2-0. Clay Valenzuela-Reese is home. Johnny De La Cruz over to third, 5-3 the score now. That pitch in there for a strike, 2-1 to Dante Gutierrez. So interesting. Here's the 2-1. Gutierrez takes in there for a strike, runs the count even, 2-2. 2 outs, top of the second inning. Johnny De La Cruz at third. 5-3. Rogues on top. Here's the 2-2 to Gutierrez. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That will end the inning for the Rogues, but they get 3 more thanks to RBI walks by Alex Isola, Johnny De La Cruz, and then the balk to bring home Clay Valenzuela Reese. We head to the home half of the second inning. Your Rogues are on top 5-3. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Your Rogues on top 5-3 over the Portland Pickles. That pitch is hit high and foul and thankfully behind us sitting here just behind home plate off the first base side. To Griffin Mueller, the right fielder. 1-1 the count to Mueller. Here's the windup and the pitch from Percival. That one in there for a strike. Counts 1-2 now. Rogues on top 5-3, bottom of the second inning. Nobody out. Here's the pitch from Percival. That one high. Evens the count 2-2. Sun getting every last bit of blinding light on us. That pitch fouled back and out of play into the parking lot. Count remains 2-2. RBI singles by Johnny De La Cruz and Braden Stutzman in the first gave the Rogues the first 2 runs. And then in the second, that pitch hit high to center field. Caleb Smith takes 2 steps, 3 steps, makes the catch in center for the first out of the bottom of the second inning. So Percival gave up 3 in the bottom of that first inning on a tough luck play. Runners on first and second. The bases were loaded actually, I believe. Ball hit up the middle, a tailor-made double play. First pitch, check swing, called a strike by the home plate umpire Mike Evans to Bobby Kinney, the DH. Bases loaded, 1 out. Cole Percival gets a tailor-made double play ground ball. Here's the 0-1. That one catches the outside part of the plate. A great pitch from Cole Percival. Quickly 0-2 ahead of Bobby Kinney. Percival works quickly. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Cole Percival. So back in the first inning, bases loaded, 1 out, a tailor-made double play right up the middle. Bryce Tilton, the second baseman, was there waiting for it, and it just happened to bounce right off the bag. Karam in the center field. 3 runs would eventually score. That pitch in there for a strike to Colin Rubino, the leadoff hitter who had that first strikeout to lead things off for the Pickles back in the first. Here's the 0-1. That one is called strike right at the kneecaps, 0-2. So Percival really attacking the Pickles hitters early on in this game. Here's the 0-2. That one just outside, 1-2 the count. So the Rogues would trail 3-2 heading into the top of the second. Here's the 1-2. That one high, 2-2 the count. Caleb Smith would single. DeLorphis walked. Clay Valenzuela-Reese singled to load the bases. Alex Isola walked in the tying run. That ball is high. It runs the count full, 3-2. Isola walked to bring home one run. Johnny De La Cruz hit into a fielder's choice. That pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cole Percival. 3 in the game so far. We head to the top of the third inning. Your Rogues on top, 5-3. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We have a pitching change here in Portland. On in relief for Mike Gagliardi, Andrew Eppenbach. Eppenbach out of Claremont, California, plays for Orange Coast College in his free time. 6'3", 185 right-hander. Appeared in 4 games, started 1, pitched just 3 total innings in those 4 appearances. Mike Agliardi, his final line, 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Braden Stutzman, who has an RBI single in this game, first pitch swinging, fouled off, 0-1 the count. Stutzman, the DH for the Rogues. Had an RBI single to score Alex Isola back in the first inning. Waiting on deck, Bryce Tilton. Here's the 0-1 from Eppenbach. That one just outside. 1-1 the count. Here's the windup and the pitch from the right-hander. Stutzman fouls it back right off the pole. Count 1-2. So with the bases loaded in the second inning, Alex Isola walks. Johnny De La Cruz hit into a fielder's choice, legged out the would-be double play. That scored Davis DeLorphis. That one high and out of play. And then that scored Davis DeLorphis, rather. And then still, well, now with runners on the corners for the Rogues, again back in the second inning, Clay Valenzuela-Reese was balked home by starting pitcher Mike Gagliardi. And that equaled to 3 runs for the Rogues in the second. 2 in the first, 3 in the second for the Rogues, 3 in the first, none in the second for the Pickles. Nets pick swung on and missed by Braden Stutzman for the first out of the third inning. So a wild ball game so far. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Rogues, 3 runs, 3 hits for the Pickles. That'll bring up Bryce Tilton. The sun has finally snuck down behind the trees out there in left center field, and I can put down this piece of cardboard that I was using to shield my eyes. Thank you so much to the Portland Pickle staff for providing the sunscreen. Here's the first pitch to the right-hander, Bryce Tilton. That one's low. 1-0 the count. Thank you, David and Pat, for joining us. 5-3, the Rogues on top. Top of the third inning. 1 on, nobody out. Pitch to Bryce Tilton. That one in there for a strike. Evens the count, 1-1. Waiting on deck, Connor Konishi playing right field today for the Rogues. Andrew Eppenbach on the mound in relief for the Pickles. Lines up. Here's the pitch to Tilton. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Two runs in the first for the Rogues, 3 in the second. Trying to make it 4 here in the third just for symmetry's sake. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch to Tilton. That one is just low. Evens the count, 2-2. RBI singles by Johnny De La Cruz and Braden Stutzman in the first inning. An RBI walk by Alex Sola, an RBI fielder's choice for Johnny De La Cruz, and a balk that brought home Clay Valenzuela-Reese, equaling the 3 runs for the Rogues in the second. Here's the 2-2 to Bryce Tilton. That one hit sharply to the second baseman. Alex Henwood fields it cleanly over to Cody Fallon in time for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Connor Konishi. Konishi grounded out his first time up. David and Pat, you guys know I would love to have kazoos at the ballpark. I know that's more of a Marysville thing. I absolutely love them. I know Doug and some of the other listeners aren't as huge a fan of them as I am. I don't think Carolyn's a big fan of them either. First pitch to Connor Konishi, catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1 the count. Konishi, the left-handed batter, waits for the right-hander Eppenbach's pitch. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Rogues in the top of the third inning. They lead 5-3. The 3 runs coming for the Pickles in the first inning. A very weird play. Bases loaded, 1 out. Cole Percival got, I believe it was Tate Budnick, to ground softly up the middle where Bryce Tilton, playing second base, was waiting for the ball. It was a tailor-made double play. Here's the 0-2 to Konishi. That one is called strike 3 at the knees. Konishi down on 3 pitches. 3 up, 3 down for the Rogues in the top of the third. So back in that first inning, the bottom of the first, Cole Percival got a tailor-made, as sure as there could be, double play. It was a soft grounder up the middle. All Bryce Tilton had to do was field the ball, step on the bag, and fire to first. It would have been as easy as you could write it up. However, the last bounce on the ball hit the bag and skipped off into left center field. 2 runs would score, another run would score a little later, and that would be the 3 for the Pickles. So tough luck for Cole Percival. The 3 runs are charged to him, but the Rogues spotting him a 2-run lead. 5-3, we head to the home half of the third inning. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. The Rogues would like to thank your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer for their continued support of the Medford Rogues. Stop into your local Rogue Valley Fred Meyer today. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the third inning, Rogues on top 5-3. First pitch from Cole Percival in the inning. Skips out of reach from the catcher Alex Sola. 1-0 the count. Alex Henwood, the left-handed batter, at the plate. Percival works quickly. Here's the 1-0. That one in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Game 3 of the series. Really, it's game 6 between these two teams. They've played 6 consecutive games together. Rogues have played 10 consecutive games. They'll finally enjoy a day off tomorrow. Showing bunt, it's bunted foul, is Alex Henwood. Count now 1-2. Bottom of the third inning, just getting underway here at Walker Stadium in beautiful Portland, Oregon. The sun has set. I would say it is a perfect summer evening right now. The temperature is ideal. Next pitch, that one's high and inside. 2-2 the count. We're pretty lucky here at Walker Stadium. The sun sets behind these tall trees they have out behind the outfield fence. Next pitch, off speed, that's inside. Count full 3-2 to Alex Henwood. So the sun actually sets about half an hour, 45 minutes before it normally would in the rest of the area. Fortunate for us because we were staring directly in it for the first 2.5 innings. Next pitch swung on, fouled back. Count remains 3-2. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Rogues. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Pickles. Cole Percival already has 3 strikeouts in this game. Cole Percival actually a teammate of, will be teammate of Pickles pitcher last night, Matt Hardy. And Doug Parr has just handed me a pickle on a stick with ranch dressing. That pitch hit very softly to Cole Percival, fields it cleanly over to Gutierrez. A great play by Cole Percival. That'll be the first out of the third inning for the Pickles. Thank you very much, Doug, for this pickle on a stick with ranch dressing. Should be very interesting. I'll spare you all the sounds of me chomping away on it for now. So here comes Daniel Lopez, who singled in the first and scored again on that funky 2-run single hit by Tate Budnick that skipped off the bag. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Apparently, pickles with ranch is a thing here at Walker Stadium. That one hit high and out of play into the parking lot. Let's listen for it. Looks like it avoided a car this time. Had a few balls that went out into the parking lot behind the first base bleachers that definitely caused some damage. 1-1-2, Daniel Lopez outside. 1-2 the count. Cole Percival, again, working quickly. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit well, and that is going to be foul, says the home plate umpire, Mike Evans. 2-2 the count now. To Daniel Lopez. The first base coach for the Portland Pickles having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Looking inside to the Rogues dugout, and I'm not sure what's going on. Hogan's having a conversation with the field ump, and now Hogan's coming out and having a conversation. I'm not sure what happened. The Rogues dugout isn't in our view. Mick Hendrickson out there, the field ump for tonight's game, having a conversation with Josh Hogan. First base coach for the Portland Pickles had a look of disbelief. He was gesturing into the Rogues dugout. I'm not sure what was said or what happened. Hogan's asking, I think, the same question. Hendrickson and Hogan having an extended conversation, and Hogan is gone! Josh Hogan has just been tossed from the game. He can't believe it. Nothing demonstrative, certainly not very animated is Josh Hogan, but he's gone. Second time Hogan has been thrown out this year. And now someone else has been tossed. The field ump, Mick Hendrickson, not playing any games. I believe somebody else got tossed. I'm not sure who it is. Very calm, very civil pandemonium here at Walker Stadium. Bottom of the third inning, Rogues on top 5-3, 1 out.
The second ejection was, we know that Josh Hogan was thrown out. He just got thrown out on Sunday.
So Josh Hogan ejected for having what appeared to be a civil conversation with Mick Hendrickson. All this spurred on by the first base coach for the Pickles gesturing into the Rogues dugout. Again, I don't know, I couldn't see. I don't know what was said, what was heard. Hogan took issue with some of the things being said back and forth, came out, had a conversation with Mick Hendrickson. Hendrickson tossed him. And then as Hogan comes back into the dugout, Hendrickson tossed somebody else. Jeff Lyle, the now acting head coach for the Rogues in this game, shakes hands with Hendrickson, trying to make peace. Again, our view from the press box completely blocked by the dugout, the Rogues dugout. So Josh Hogan exiting the field of play. Not demonstrative at all. Seemed like it was just a casual conversation, but we can't hear what's going on, what's being said down there, so hard to tell. And it looks like Jaden Hanna has also been ejected from this ballgame. Well, that'll be an interesting story to hear on the bus ride back to Medford about what exactly happened there. Not sure what happened. Certainly no vocal yelling. We couldn't hear anything from up here. The ballpark was silent, so I think if something was being yelled, we would have heard it. But as it stands, Josh Hogan and Jaden Hanna have been ejected from this game. This all coming from a weak foul ball that was hit off the first base side. The pitching coach for the first base coach for the Pickles, rather, gesturing to the Rogues dugout with hands open, not sure what was being said. Hogan came out to have a conversation with Mick Hendrickson, the field ump. Seemed like a civil conversation. Hogan must have said something that Hendrickson didn't like. Hogan gets tossed. And then as Hogan's collecting his things, Mick Hendrickson walks over to the Rogues dugout and tosses somebody else. That player ended up being Jaden Hanna. Not sure what caused this, what caused the two ejections to transpire. We're back. Swung on and missed, strike three. So maybe the longest at bat yet of the Great West League. Cole Percival waiting on the 2-2 count to Daniel Lopez. An off-speed pitch got him, swinging. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning, Rogues on top 5-3. That is Cole Percival's 4th strikeout of the game. Wow. So bases are clear, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Xander Clark, who walked and scored back in the first, coming to bat. First pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Ton of action here in the first 3 innings. Game 3 at Walker Stadium between the Medford Rogues and the Portland Pickles. That next pitch is outside. 2-0 the count. Doug, I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do with this pickle that is being drenched in ranch. Next pitch, called strike on the outside part of the plate. 2-1 the count. And the Rogues dugout is now very vocal. They are very into this game after the 2 ejections. Here's the 2-1. Off speed, called strike, catches the outside part of the plate again. Cole Percival not shying away from Xander Clark. Easily one of the best hitters in the Great West League. Here's the 2-2 to Xander Clark. Off speed, just outside. Runs the count full 3-2. Bases cleared, 2 out, full count to Xander Clark. Bottom of the third inning, Rogues on top 5-3. Percival gets the sign from Isola. Here's the pitch. Check swing that is just low. The fastball just misses. Pickles fans erupting here at Walker Stadium. I think they're just excited to see some baseball. I know we are. So Xander Clark walks for the second time of the day. That'll bring up Tate Budnick. Budnick had that 2 RBI single that was just a weird 1 in a million play. Couldn't do it again if you asked him to kind of play. Soft single up the middle with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first. Bounced off the bag at second. Carried him into center field, scoring 2. First pitch to Budnick. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. April Browder suggesting that I throw my ranch-covered pickle at the field dump. I'm going to elect to not to do that. I don't want to be ejected either. Next pitch is outside. 1-1 the count. I appreciate the enthusiasm, April. Right-handed Tate Budnick waits on the 1-1. That one's low, skips away from Alex Isola, and that's going to get far enough away to advance Xander Clark to second. Doug Parr, father of Nick Parr, Rogues pitcher, and our field correspondent for the evening, a fan out there right next to the Rogues dugout, says that Jaden Hanna used some foul language. And Doug's saying that that was not the case. So an interesting story, a little bit of he said, she said. Early on, Cole Percival steps off the mound. Xander Clark retreats back to second. 2-1 to Tate Budnick. Xander Clark at second, 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. There were indeed some lines in the sand drawn yesterday, and they were indeed crossed today. That one hit high and out of play. Foul. 2-2 the count to Tate Budnick. The Rogues bullpen, so the bullpen for both teams is out behind right field, behind where there's some fan seating area on that low fence. They all came running in. They're now all in the dugout. So a full dugout for the Rogues despite the 2 ejections. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on second here in the bottom of the third. Percival looks back at second, comes home. Here's the pitch. Swung on, just got a piece. Did Tate Budnick, fouled it back. We'll do this again. Ton of action here in Game 3 between the Medford Rogues and the Portland Pickles. You're listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We do this again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Cole Percival has himself his 5th strikeout of the day. That ends the threat for the Pickles. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Your Rogues on top 5-3 over the Portland Pickles. We'll be back after a quick commercial break. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Ton of action here in the first 3 innings in Game 3 between these two teams. Rogues lead 5-3. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Andrew Eppenbach, the relief pitcher, coming on for Mike Gagliardi, who pitched just 2 innings for the Pickles. Taking a few warm-up pitches, Caleb Smith, who singled and scored in the 2nd inning, part of a 3-run inning for the Rogues, steps up to the bat. We just received word that 2 other Rogues were actually ejected before the game. There was a lot of dissension in the Rogues dugout with the called balls and strikes of last night's game, and I guess the emotion just boiled over into the night. First pitch low to Caleb Smith. It's in the dirt. Ball 1. So Josh Hogan, Jaden Hanna, Christian Coronado, and Chris Painter have all been ejected from this game. That pitch hit high and foul off the first base side, right next to the press box here in the first base bleachers. Caught nicely by a Pickles fan. 1-1 the count to Caleb Smith. Thank you all encouraging me to get myself tossed. I am going to do my best to stay in this ballgame. Laura, our other field correspondent tonight, thank you all so much for your hard work. Yes, Jaden Hanna was thrown out. The field ump, Mick Hendrickson, says that Hayden used foul language at him. That ball is low to Caleb Smith, 2-1 the count. Hanna saying he didn't. Multiple sources, both Doug Parr and Laura Osman, confirming that Jaden Hanna did not, in fact, use foul language. Those 2 fans for the Rogues, that one outside, 3-1 to Caleb Smith. At the very least, Doug, I'm not sure where everyone else is sitting, but they are right there next to the Rogues dugout. They should have heard anything that was said. Next pitch, called strike, a low strike. Runs the count full, 3-2 to Caleb Smith. It was the ballpark was silent. There was a lot of downtime between the ejection and the last play, and that pitch swung on and fouled back. We'll do this again, 3-2. And you know what, Michael? I do believe that's the case because Josh Hogan came out to have a conversation with him, and Josh Hogan was not animated at all. It was a very calm conversation, and Mick Hendrickson tossed him. And then when Hogan came back to the bat, that ball is hit softly into right center field. That is going to fall for a base hit. A bloop single for Caleb Smith, his 2nd single of the day. Leadoff man on for the Rogues here in the top of the 4th inning. So while Josh Hogan was gathering his things, Mick Hendrickson was over there by the Rogues dugout, and he tosses somebody else. Again, ballpark not very loud. If anything was said, it certainly wasn't said very loud. Our fans down next to the Rogues dugout saying Jaden did not use any curse words, but he's out of the game. First pitch to Davis DeLorfis, the leadoff man, in there for a strike. 0-1. DeLorfis struck out in the first, walked, and scored in the 2nd. Caleb Smith takes his lead from first. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. Rogues on top, 5-3. Here's the 1-0. That one's hit up the middle for a base hit. Caleb Smith is going to head to third. Davis DeLorfis is going to head into second base. The throw went to third. There was no way that the throw was going to catch Caleb Smith. He was running on the hit. But the center fielder, Matt Starkovic, elects to throw into third. DeLorfis with the single advances to second on the throw. So the runners at 2nd and 3rd for the Rogues. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Clay Valenzuela-Reese, who has reached twice already today. Reached twice and scored twice. One in the first, one in the second. The Rogues dugout is indeed pumped. The bullpen came in out from behind right field. There is a full dugout for the Medford Rogues. Taylor Frost, the first base coach, Jeff Lyle at third. Here's the first pitch to Clay Valenzuela Reese. That one is high. Caleb Smith at third, DeLorphis at second. A ton of action here early on in this game. Here's the 1-0 to Clay Valenzuela Reese from Campbellsville University. Eppenbach looks at third, comes home. That one outside. 2-0 the count. Valenzuela Reese playing third base for the Rogues today has seen just about every single position out on the diamond this season. 2-0, nobody out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. That one's high. So 3 balls and no strikes to Clay Valenzuela Reese, and waiting on deck, Alex Isola. Eppenbach toes the rubber. Caleb Smith and DeLorphis take their leads from third and second, respectively. Here's the 3-0 to Valenzuela Reese. That one catches the inside part of the plate. Fastball for a strike, 3-1. Three and 1 the count to Clay Valenzuela Reese. Here's the pitch from Eppenbach. That one's low, ball 4. So the bases are loaded again for the second time today for the Great West League Player of the Week, Alex Isola. Isola singled and scored in the first, had an RBI walk in the second. Caleb Smith at third, Davis DeLorphis at second, Clay Valenzuela Reese at first. Rogues on top 5-3 in the top of the fourth inning, nobody out. Alex Isola a chance to bust this game open. First pitch swinging by Isola, that's going to be up the middle. Diving stop by the shortstop, they get one. That's all they're going to get. Coming home, a second run scores. So Alex Isola hits a ball up the middle that is fielded, kept in the infield. A great play by Daniel Lopez. Flipped it over to Alex Henwood, covering second base to get Clay Valenzuela Reese. Caleb Smith and Davis DeLorphis both score on the fielder's choice for Alex Isola. So 2 more RBI for the man from Utah. Another run for Alex Isola, another run for Caleb Smith. So Isola at first for Johnny De La Cruz. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Rogues on top 7-3, and that ball's hit up the middle. That one hits the bag, skips up into center field for a base hit. That was going to be a base hit regardless. Runners at first and second, 1 out for the Rogues. So that'll bring up Dante Gutierrez, 0 for 2 in this ball game. Eppenbach gets the sign from Budnick, comes home. First pitch swinging, foul tipped. 0-1 the count to El Tortuga. Alex Isola at second has 3 RBIs on the day already. Johnny De La Cruz at first. Rogues already have 2 across, 7-3. They're on top of the Pickles here, top of the fourth inning, 1 out. Here's the 0-1 to Dante Gutierrez. That one high. Easy take for Dante. Evens the count, 1-1.
baseman, Dante Gutierrez. 1-1 pitch to Gutierrez.
Here's the 1-1 to Gutierrez. That one high. 2-1 the count.
Ball 2. Johnny De La Cruz reaches
We'll see.
on a single. 2-1 here.
Here's the 2-1 to Dante. That one catches the inside part of the plate at the knees. Evens the count 2-2. Alex Isola at second, Johnny De La Cruz at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dante Gutierrez, 1 out top of the 4th inning. Rogues on top 7-3. Andrew Eppenbach getting the sign from Tate Budnick. Comes home. That one is high. Runs the count full, 3-2.
Full count now. Alex Isola got the first on a fielder's choice.
Again, I appreciate the encouraging words telling me to throw a ranch-covered pickle at the umpire. I will elect not to do so, though it puts a funny image in my head. Next pitch, called strike 3 on Dante Gutierrez. Pickles fans loving that one. That'll bring up Braden Stutzman, who already has an RBI single in this game back in the 1st inning. Alex Isola still at second, Johnny De La Cruz still at first. Braden Stutzman, the left-handed, well, the switch hitter rather, excuse me, batting from the left-handed side. From Twin Falls, Idaho, looking to plate a couple more. 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. First pitch to Braden Stutzman in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. I have to say, I did take a bite out of the pickle, and it was very, very juicy, and the flavors actually work pretty well with the ranch, I have to say. Getting some nods of approval from the Pickles fans here. I may have to bring this one back to Medford with me. 0-1 to Braden Stutzman. Runners on first and second. 2 out, bottom of the 4th. Top of the 4th, rather. That pitch a called strike at the knees. 0-2. Jaden was escorted along with Josh Hogan. They were both escorted out by Pickles staff. I'm sure they're being well taken care of wherever they are. 0-2. Stutzman in a hole. Isola takes his lead at second. Johnny De La Cruz at first. Rogues on top, 7-3. Here's the pitch to Stutzman. Swung on high, not very far. The shortstop, Daniel Lopez, calling for it. He will make the catch for the final out of the inning. 2 come across, however, on the 2 RBI hit, well, the fielder's choice by Alex Isola. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your Rogues are on top, 7-3. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the fourth inning, Rogues on top 7-3, a wild ball game, to say the least, so far. Stepping into the batter's box for the Pickles, first baseman Cody Fallon. Percival takes the wind up, the pitch, swung on and missed, strike one. Getting an update on Jaden Hanna from our field correspondent, Doug Parr. Next pitch from Percival is outside, 1-1. I think it's safe to say that Jaden Hanna will not be inviting field ump Mick Hendrickson. That one hit high and fell off the first base side into the bleachers. Look out. Oh, and it stays in play. Dante Gutierrez and Alex Isola couldn't see it. That's going to go as an error. We'll see if it goes as an error. That was a very high pitch, very high hit ball. Landed in foul ground off the first base side. Right in between Alex Isola and Dante Gutierrez, the first baseman. 1-2 the count to Cody Fallon. So it's safe to say Jaden Hanna will not be inviting Mick Hendrickson to Thanksgiving this year. Here's the 1-2 from Percival. Swung on, hit softly. Coming on is Bryce Tilton, picks it up over to first in time by half a step to get Cody Fallon for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Matt Starkovic. 0-for-1 today. 7-3, your Rogues are on top in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1 out, nobody on. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Rogues, 3 runs, 3 hits for the Pickles. Here's the first pitch to the lefty. He hits that one very high, but not too far. Right fielder Connor Konishi comes on. It'll actually be the center fielder Caleb Smith who makes the catch out there in right center field. Just like that, 2 down for the Pickles here in the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring up Griffin Mueller. Plays right field for the Pickles. Mueller batting .226 on the year. 10 runs and 12 hits in 20 games. Here's the first pitch from Percival. In there for a strike, 0-1. And Cole Percival looks fantastic today. Been attacking the zone, getting first pitch strike easily to the majority of the batters. I don't have the exact figures. Next pitch swung on, fouled back. Percival quickly ahead, 0-2. In April, you are absolutely right. The bottom line, despite all the hijinks and the pandemonium that went on earlier in this ball game, the Rogues just have to play good baseball and have fun doing it. Next pitch is high to Griffin Mueller, 1-2 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth inning, nobody on for the Pickles. Rogues on top, 7-3. Percival looking for a 1-2-3 inning to get his offense back out there, up to bat. Next pitch is high, evens the count to 2-2. The other reason why I wouldn't consider throwing my ranch-covered pickle at the field dump, it's actually pretty delicious, I have to say. Here's the 2-2. That one just drops out of the zone. A good take by Griffin Mueller. That one was close. Doug, the devil on my shoulder, rather, telling me to throw that pickle. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one is chest high, outside. It's a walk to Griffin Mueller. So the 2-out walk brings up Bobby Kinney, who is the designated hitter for the Pickles, batting in the 9th spot. A little unconventional, certainly. Kinney struck out back in the second inning. Left-handed batter waits for the pitch from Percival. Here it is. That one inside. 1-0 the count. Griffin Mueller takes his lead from first. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2 outs, 1 on for the Pickles. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one catches the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Rogues on top 7-3. Rogues scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Pickles getting all 3 of their runs in the first on a very unlucky play by Cole Percival, for Cole Percival rather. Pick over to first, not in time to get Griffin Mueller, dives back in safely. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bobby Kinney, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That one outside. 2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1 from Cole Percival. That one just missing the plate. Count 3-1 now. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, Colin Rubino, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 3-1 pitch fouled back. Count now 3-2. So Griffin Mueller, who was at first, he walked, will be off on the pitch. There's a 3-2 pitch. Off speed, that is high and outside. Cole Percival asking where did that miss? I'd have to agree with him there, but it's another walk, back-to-back walks given up by Cole Percival, and that'll bring up Colin Rubino. There's the first pitch to Rubino of the fourth inning is outside. 1-0 the count. Mueller at second, Bobby Kinney at first, both reached on walks. Here's the 1-0. Nope. Percival will step off the rubber, look the runners back. We'll do this again. Thank you all so much for joining us here on the live stream on MedfordRogues.com. Here's the 1-0 from Percival. That one inside. 2-0. Percival trying to not let this inning get away from him. 2 outs. 2 on. 2-0 the count. Rogues on top, 7-3. Here's the pitch to Rubino. That one hit foul out of play off the first base side. Two and one the count now. The runners take their lead. Percival looks back at second. Looks back again. Now comes home. Here it is. That one high. So a hitter's count for Colin Rubino, 3-1, with 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the fourth inning. Griffin Mueller at second, Bobby Kinney at first. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, hit softly to the third baseman, Valenzuela Reese picks it up, fires over to Dante Gutierrez. Pick in the dirt. What a great play by Dante Gutierrez. Fielding that ball cleanly, picking it out of the dirt to end the inning. Pickles strand 2. Cole Percival blanks the Pickles for the third straight inning. We head to the top of the fifth inning. Your Rogues on top, 7-3. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the 5th inning, Rogues on top, 7-3. First pitch to Bryce Tilton of the inning, called strike. Andrew Eppenbach on the mound for the Pickles, on in relief of Mike Gagliardi, went just 2. Next pitch is low. 1-1 the count. Some emotions boiling over from last night's game. 4 Rogues players have been ejected. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 1-2. Ejected by field ump Mick Hendrickson. Caught up with the Rogues players thanks to Laura and Doug. I believe April as well. All sitting there next to the Rogues dugout saying that nothing was said to warrant being tossed. That was Jaden Hanna and Josh Hogan. Next one's low to Bryce Tilton. Now, I'm not sure. I believe that's actually Scotty Wright. Scotty Wright, I believe, hits that one well to right field. Going back on it and making the catch is the right fielder, Griffin Mueller. I believe that's Scotty Wright out there. Missed the pinch hitting. Scotty Wright sent that one loud into right field, and making a great catch was Griffin Mueller to rob Scotty Wright of extra bases. And now Jake Helwig coming up to the bat. So Josh Hogan pulling out, well, not Josh Hogan, I guess it's Jeff Lyle now, pulling out all of the stops. Jake Helwig, first pitch, swinging, fouled it back. 0-1. So here's a scoop according to Jaden Hanna's dad. Jaden was thrown out because he was laughing at the ump for throwing Coach Hogan out, which I have to say Hogan did not seem very animated. Wasn't yelling anything, at least nothing we could hear from over here. Here's the 0-1 to Helwig, that one outside, 1-1 the count. Bases clear for the Rogues. Here in the top of the 5th, they're on top 7-3. Mick Hendrickson accused Jaden of cussing, but not only did a Rogues coach back up Jaden Hanna, so did the Pickles first base coach. They both said that Hanna didn't swear. Mick Hendrickson said he heard differently. That pitch fouled back by Helwig, 1-2. So very interesting turn of events. Christian Coronado and Chris Painter already tossed before the game. We didn't find that out until the middle innings. Here's the 1-2 to Jake Helwig with the bases clear. That one hit softly off his foot. Ow. Count remains 1-2. All of this happening in the bottom of the 2nd inning, I believe. Bottom of the 3rd, rather. Put a bit of a break into this ball game. Both teams and all the fans very excited, very enthusiastic when play resumed. Here's the 1-2. That one's outside. 2-2 the count. 2-2 is low to Jake Helwig. And getting a report from an anonymous source that it was Mick Hendrickson who threw out Coronado and Painter before the game even started. So 4 Rogues have been tossed by Mick Hendrickson. Hendrickson, the home plate ump last night, obviously drew a line in the sand last night that the Rogues, according to him, they crossed. Next pitch outside to Jake Helwig. He's earned himself a walk. That'll bring up Caleb Smith, who is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Eppenbach steps on the mound, gets the sign from Tate Budnick. Helwig takes his lead at first. Here's the pitch. First one outside, 1-0 the count. 1 out, Jake Helwig at first, top of the 5th inning. Rogues on top, 7-3. Eppenbach takes a deep breath. Helwig takes his lead from first. Here's the 1-0 to Caleb Smith. Swung on and missed. Strike one. So clearly Mick Hendrickson not a fan of the Medford Rogues, at least not at this current time. Runner goes before the pitch was even thrown. It's in the dirt. Jake Helwig got a terrific jump. That could have been dangerous. The ball had not left Eppenbach's hand. He hadn't even wound up yet. Helwig steals second. 2-1 the count to Caleb Smith. So runner in scoring position for the Rogues, 1 out, top of the 5th inning, 7-3 the score. Next pitch is a good take by Caleb Smith just outside, 3-1 now the count. Three balls and 1 strikes to Caleb Smith. Helwig at second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 4. So Caleb Smith reaches for the 3rd time today in as many plate appearances. Runners on first and second for the leadoff man and great West League RBI leader, Davis DeLorphis. Michael asking on the chat what line was crossed. Mick Hendrickson was the home plate umpire of last night's game, and there was some words exchanged between the Rogues dugout and himself. First pitch to DeLorphis, swung on, fouled back off the third base side. 0-1 the count to Davis DeLorphis with Jake Helwig at second, Caleb Smith at first. 1 out, top of the 5th, Rogues on top, 7-3. Mick Hendrickson, who has tossed 4 Rogues players so far, 2 coaches, 2 players so far in this game, was the home plate umpire last night. There was some issues with balls and strikes being called or not called. Hendrickson obviously at the end of his rope with the Rogues. Next one is in there for a strike to DeLorphis. To the count to Davis DeLorphis. 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Eppenbach looks back at Helwig at second, comes home, that one high and inside. 1-2 the count. One balls and 2 strikes to the Great West League RBI leader. Getting some more information regarding the ejection with Coronado and Chris Painter that happened before first pitch was even thrown. We have some baseball to play, though. Here's the 1-2 to DeLorphis. That one high. Count runs even, 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on for the Rogues. Here in the top of the 5th, 1 out. They lead 7-3. Davis DeLorphis battling with Andrew Eppenbach. Tate Budnick going to go out and have a quick conversation with the pitcher. So, what's being reported to me is that Christian Coronado and Chris Painter were walking from the bullpen to give Hogan a radio because he was going to be the bullpen captain. Mick Hendrickson asked Chris Painter to close the right field gate. Painter said he would after he grabbed the walkie-talkie. So I guess it was actually Chris Painter receiving the walkie-talkie, being the bullpen captain. Chris Painter pitched last night. Mick got mad and yelled at Coach Hogan. He then tossed Christian Coronado and Chris Painter after Painter closed the gate out there in right field. 2-2 to DeLorphis. That one hit well to right center field. Looked like it's going to be caught. It will be caught by the right fielder, Griffin Mueller. Jake Helwig taking off for third. He will be in there without a throw. So DeLorphis hits a long fly out to right field. It advances Helwig to third. That'll bring up Clay Valenzuela-Reese. So again, just to reiterate, and I'm glad that you're getting the same information, Michael. Pitching coach Christian Coronado and Josh Hogan were walking to the bullpen, from the bullpen rather, to give Chris Painter the radio because Painter was going to be the bullpen captain for the day. Pitched last night, was unavailable to pitch today. Mick Hendrickson, who has tossed 4 Rogues so far today, asked Painter to close the right field fence. Painter said he would do it after he grabbed the walkie-talkie from Christian Coronado. First pitch to Clay Valenzuela-Reese is outside, ball 1. 2 outs, runner on the corners for the Rogues. Here's the 1-0. Swung on foul tip. Just got a piece of it, did Clay Valenzuela-Reese. So Chris Painter coming in from the bullpen to grab a walkie-talkie from the coaching staff. Hendrickson got mad at Painter, started yelling at him and Coach Hogan. Here's the 1-1. Swung on foul tipped. It's foul tipped. And back to the backstop. Jake Helwig was on his way home from third. 1-2 the count to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Runners on the corners. Jake Helwig at third. Caleb Smith at first. Top of the 5th. 7-3. Rogues on top. So Mick started to get mad and yelled at Chris Painter for grabbing the walkie-talkie from leaving the bullpen. This again before the game even started. He then tossed Christian Coronado and Chris Painter. That ball hit sharply to right field. That is going to fall for a hit. Jake Helwig comes home. That ball is going to roll all the way to the warning track. Here comes Caleb Smith. That throw not in time. A 2 RBI, 2 out double for Clay Valenzuela-Reese. The score is now 9-3 Rogues. Clay Valenzuela-Reese reaching for the 4th time today. So really a wild ball game going on here at Walker Stadium. I appreciate those of you on the live chat keeping me updated, keeping those of you listening to the live stream at home updated. And now here's Alex Isola, who already has 3 RBIs in this game. He is 1 for 2. First pitch in there for a strike from Eppenbach, 0-1. Clay Valenzuela-Reese at second. 2 home for the Rogues here in the top of the 5th. Next pitch to Isola is outside. Gets away from Budnick, but not far enough. Valenzuela-Reese scampers back to second. Next pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Rogues on top, 9-3. Clay Valenzuela-Reese out there at second. 2 RBI doubles sent home Jake Helwig and Caleb Smith. Here's the 1-2 to Alex Isola. That one hit high and in the infield. Coming on, Daniel Lopez makes the play, the shortstop for the Pickles. 2 come across, however, for the Rogues. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Rogues on top, 9-3 over the Portland Pickles in Game 3. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. For over 60 years, Lippert's Carpet One has been dedicated to helping people find the best flooring solutions for their home or business. And for over 60 years, Lippert's has sponsored and donated to many organizations in our community, and we appreciate them. If you want to completely transform a room, Lippert's has many products available, and there are even more choices than ever. Whether for your home or business, Lippert's has a professional staff dedicated to helping you finding exactly what you're looking for. Lippert's thanks you for over 60 years of being your flooring source. Located in Medford on North Pacific Highway or Rogue River Highway in Grants Pass, or find them at lipperts.com. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 5th inning, Rogues on top 9-3. First pitch from Cole Percival is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Alex Henwood. Next one, that one is a shot to right field. Jake Helwig's going back. He's at the wall. It is going to be, I think, caught. He flips over the wall. Did he make the catch? Mick Hendrickson comes out. The call is out. Jake Helwig makes an incredible catch out there in the low wall in right field. What an incredible play. Jake Helwig needed all 6'2" of him to make that catch. Oh my goodness. What a play. The Rogues dugout having their hats off. Cole Percival has his hat off. What an amazing play. Jake Helwig right at that 3.5-foot high wall. Leans back, makes the catch, flips over, feet over end on top of him, holds on to the ball. Wow. Robbing Alex Henwood of a home run. Holy cow. What a game, what a series this has been between the Portland Pickles and the Medford Rogues. I could watch these two teams play all season long. Wow. So a very long out. I'm sure those of you in the ballpark are glad you made the trip. What a terrific 3 games this has been. Holy cow. One of the Portland Pickles skippers having a conversation with the field on Mick Hendrickson. It definitely looked like he made that catch. The ball landed in his glove as he tumbled over out of play behind the wall. Doug, if you got a picture of the Rogues dugout with their hats off, we would absolutely love that back at the front office. That was a picturesque moment. So 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Daniel Lopez. Outside, ball 1. My goodness, Jake Helwig. Next one swung on, foul back. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 to Lopez. That one outside. Two and one the count, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Rogues on top, 9-3. Here's the pitch from Percival. That one outside. 3-1 the count. That pitch is hit high, not very far. A trio of Rogues coming on. It will be Scotty Wright, the second baseman who makes the catch in fair ground. A trio of Rogues coming on. They were all hustling to get that ball right next to the foul line. It's Scotty Wright who records the out. So 2 outs on 2 terrific plays by the Rogues defense. Wow. And the music was still being played. I'm not sure. I think they're going to – it's going to be a ball by Cole Percival. The music was still going here during the pitch. Next pitch swung on and missed. One and one the count to Xander Clark. Walked twice, scored back in the first inning. Here's the 1-1. That one outside. 2-1 the count. 2-1, 2 outs, bases cleared for the Pickles. Here's the pitch from Percival. That one just misses. Isola held that there for a long time. 3-1 to Xander Clark. Next pitch outside. Xander Clark walks for the third time today. That'll bring up Tate Budnick, who had that funky 2 RBI single back in the first inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. Ball hit softly up the middle. Bryce Tilton, who was playing second at the time, it's now Scotty Wright, was right there to make the play. It would have been as easy a double play as you could ask for. Just had to pick the ball up, step on second, fire over to first. However, the ball hit second base and caromed into left field. That pitch is outside, ball 1. Caromed into left field. De La Cruz and Caleb Smith came on to make the play, but by that time 2 runs scored, and unfortunately it's ruled a hit. There's nothing you can do about it. Cole Percival charged for those runs. Next pitch outside, 2-0 to Tate Budnick. Xander Clark at first. 9-3 Rogues on top. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Cole Percival pitched now over 100 pitches in this ballgame, has pitched a gem. Next one is outside, so a 4-pitch walk for Cole Percival. Back-to-back walks given up by the man from Riverside. Jeff Lyle's going to come out, and that might do it for Cole Percival. He has pitched a fantastic game, given up 3 earned runs that really were not his fault. Blanked the Pickles since that 3-run first inning. Has 5 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings. Now, Lyle has not taken the ball yet from Cole Percival. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the rest of this ballgame. Rogues on top, 9-3, bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs, 2 on. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back. Cole Percival staying in the game. Jeff Lyle trusting the righty. First pitch to Cody Fallon, called a strike at the knees, 0-1. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Xander Clark at second, Tate Budnick at first. Rogues on top, 9-3. Cole Percival in the middle of an absolute gem here at Walker Stadium. Here's the 0-1. Off speed, that misses outside. Evens the count, 1-1. Big spot in this game. See if Percival can get out of this inning. Next pitch, fastball at the knees, called a strike, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on for the Pickles here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rogues on top, 9-3. Percival steps off the mound. The runners come back. Pickles fans sensing a rally here. Cole trying to blank the Pickles for a 4th straight inning. Here's the 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. 6th strikeout for Cole Percival. He blanks the Pickles for a 4th straight inning. We head to the top of the 6th. Your Rogues on top, 9-3. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. For over 60 years, Lippert's Carpet One has been dedicated to helping people find the best flooring solutions for their home or business. And for over 60 years, Lippert's has sponsored and donated to many organizations in our community, and we appreciate them. If you want to completely transform a room, Lippert's has many products available, and there are more choices than ever. Whether for your home or business, Lippert's has a professional staff dedicated to helping you find just what you are looking for. Lippert's thanks you for over 60 years of being your flooring service. Located in Medford on North Pacific Highway or Rogue River Highway in Grants Pass, or find them at lipperts.com. Rogues Baseball is also brought to you by Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration. Founded over 2 decades ago, Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration are there when you need them most. Whether it's fire, storm, or water damage, the Alvarez Restoration team is ready and willing to bring your home back to how it used to be. They like to say, when bad stuff happens, we make good stuff happen. Find them at alvarezrestoration.com or by calling 541-727-7340. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the 6th inning, Rogues on top 9-3 over the Portland Pickles. An absolute gem being pitched by Cole Percival. Gave up 3 runs in the first inning on a tough luck bad hop ball that skipped off the bag. Besides that one blemish, blanked the Portland Pickles in the following 4 innings, 6 strikeouts for Cole Percival. On in relief for Andrew Eppenbach for the Pickles, Matt Olstead. Matt Olstead from Vancouver, Washington. Apparently there's a Vancouver, Washington to go along with Vancouver, Canada. Interesting. Plays for Edmonds Community College, southpaw, 5'10", 180 pounds. That'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz. There's the first pitch to De La Cruz. That one off speed low, ball 1. Third pitcher of the day for the Portland Pickles. Doug Parr, our field correspondent tonight, informing me that Bobby Wood is warming in the bullpen. Next pitch to De La Cruz outside, 2-0 the count. Top of the 6th, just getting underway. Bases clear, nobody out for Johnny De La Cruz, the leadoff man. On deck, Dante Gutierrez, 9-3, your Rogues on top. That one a called strike at the knees. 1-2, excuse me, the count. 2-1, I apologize. 2 balls and 1 strikes to Johnny De La Cruz. Here's the pitch from Olstead. Swung on that one's hit well to right center field. That is going to be over the right fielder Griffin Mueller's wall. Johnny De La Cruz, he's running around second. He's headed to third. Here's the play at third base. A great throw, and they got him. Johnny De La Cruz trying to stretch a double into a triple. Great throw by right fielder Griffin Mueller to the shortstop Daniel Lopez to the third baseman Colin Rubino, who applies the tag on Johnny De La Cruz. So a double play thrown out at third for Johnny De La Cruz. That'll bring up Dante Gutierrez. Lefty-lefty matchup here between Gutierrez and Matt Olstead. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, fouled back, and out of play. 0-1 the count. Rogues not letting up despite being up 9-3 on the Rogues. De La Cruz trying to leg out that double into a triple. Burns them this time, but I'm sure Jeff Lyle appreciates the hustle and the tenacity of this ball club. No matter what the score, you keep fighting. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, way out in front of that off-speed pitch. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on, top of the 6th inning. Rogues on top, 9-3. Gutierrez waits on the 0-2 from Matt Olstead. Here it is. Swung on, hit well to the first baseman, but it's fielded by Cody Fallon, takes it to the bag himself for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Braden Stutzman. Stutzman had an RBI single back in the first inning. Stutzman, the switch hitting batter, is switching over to the right side of the plate now with the lefty Olstead on the mound. Base is cleared for Stutzman. First pitch is low. Ball 1. One 0 pitch, called strike. Evens the count, 1-1. Next pitch, a called strike, catches the lower outside part of the plate. Jeff Lauer claps his hands, saying, "That's okay, Stutz, that's a good take." Borderline pitch, called a strike this time. 1-2 to Braden Stutzman. Here's the pitch from Olstead. Off speed, way out in front of it was Braden Stutzman. He's down swinging. So the Rogues go down in order. Leadoff double by Johnny De La Cruz, thrown out, unfortunately, at third. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, rather. Rogues on top, 9-3. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Located just 5 minutes from the I-5 in Grants Pass, Hellgate Jetboat Excursions is the only place you need to go for the ultimate Rogue River experience. Jet through historic Hellgate Canyon, lounge at the exclusive OK Corral, and feast on all-you-can-eat homemade barbecue. Visit www.hellgate.com today to book your Rogue River experience. Rogues Baseball is also brought to you by Mary's Barbecue. Tender, juicy, slow-smoked meat, homemade sides, and friendly service. And it's easy for anyone in Southern Oregon to get to. Mary's Barbecue at 841 East Pine Street in Central Point. Follow along on Facebook or their website, marysbarbecueplace.com. Welcome back, Rogue Nation, to Medford Rogues Baseball, live on MedfordRogues.com. presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 6th inning, Cole Percival still on the mound for the Rogues and delivers a strike to Matt Starkovic. Rogues on top 9-3. The 0-1 low in the dirt. 1-1 now to Matt Starkovic. The 1-1 is inside. 2-1 the count now. Two and one, swung on and missed. Runs the count even, 2-2. Oh. Here's the 2-2. That one high and outside. Runs the count full, 3-2 to Matt Starkovic. Starkovic, the leadoff man for the Pickles in the bottom of the 6th. Cole Percival still out there for the Rogues. 9-3, Rogues on top. That one inside, ball 4. So leadoff walk for the Pickles. That'll bring up Griffin Mueller. There is some action in the Rogues bullpen. Griffin Mueller 0 for 1 on the day he walked back in the 4th inning. Percival looks over at first. Matt Starkovic takes his lead. Here's the pitch from Cole Percival. That one in there for a strike, 0-1. Again, I don't have the exact numbers, but certainly a majority of the at-bats for the Pickles, they have looked at a first pitch strike or swung at a first pitch strike. So important as a starting pitcher to get ahead early in the count on hitters. Isola takes his mask off, wipes his brow. Punches his glove, gets back in the crouch, ready to do this. 0-1 the count. Nobody out, runner on first for the Pickles. That one outside. 1-1 the count. Cole Percival deep in the pitch count. Over 100. This about to be pitch 113. That one in there for a strike. 1-2. Waiting on deck, Bobby Kinney, who was also 0 for 1. That one outside evens the count, 2-2. Matt Starkovic at first led the inning off with a walk. Ton of action in this ball game. A lot of fans here at the ballpark still listening in to the live stream. Those of you at home, I'm sure you've been enjoying it as much as we have. It has been a barn burner of a game. Off-speed pitches high. Runs the count full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at first for the Pickles in the bottom of the 6th. Rogues on top, 9-3. Running on the pitch, and that one is hit well up the middle. That is going to be a base hit. Coming to third, not fielded cleanly by Jake Hallwick. They're going to send the runner home. It's going to score Matt Starkovic on the double by Griffin Mueller. Starkovic was running on the play. I'm not sure if he comes home if he isn't running on the pitch. The first run allowed by Cole Percival since the first inning comes across, and I think that's going to do it. It will for Cole Percival. A terrific outing by Cole Percival. We have a pitch and change here in Medford. Rogues on top, 9-4. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Aaron Hutchinson on in relief. That ball is hit into right field. Coming on and making a great diving catch is Jake Helwig. Fires over to Davis Lorfus at second to double up the Pickles. Jake Helwig makes another incredible play out in right field. That ball was hit shallow right at him. Comes on and makes a diving feet first grab. In one fluid motion, hops back up, fires over to Davis DeLorfus, covering the bag at second. A double play, a 9-6 double play. Bases are cleared. Cole Percival's night is officially done. His line is cemented. Aaron Hutchinson, as I mentioned, on the mound for the Medford Rogues. First pitch to Colin Rubino is outside, ball one. That one outside, 2-0. Bottom of the sixth inning, Rogues on top 9-4. Holy cow. Here's the 2-0. That one, fastball in there for a strike, 2-1. Rubino 0 for 3 on the day. That one fouled back and out of play. So Cole Percival's final line, 5+ innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 3 of them certainly just a product of terrible, terrible luck. 4 hits, 6 strikeouts. That one hit softly to the third baseman. Valenzuela-Reese picks it up. It gets by Valenzuela-Reese into left field. Just a funny hop to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. It sneaks through him and Davis DeLorfus, who are both there on the play. It's an error on Valenzuela-Reese. Rubino is aboard with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jake Helwig continues to amaze out there, flashing the leather in right field. Alex Henwood, who was robbed of a home run by Jake Helwig out there in right last inning, steps up to the plate. First pitch from Aaron Hutchinson in there for a strike, 0-1. My goodness, what a fantastic ball game this has been. I'm not just saying that because the Rogues have a 5-run lead. Next pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2 to Alex Henwood. Colin Rubino at first. Reached on an error. Bottom of the 6th. 0-2 the count to Colin Rubino. 2 outs. Rogues on top, 9-4. Here's the pitch from Hutch. That one just inside. 1-2 the count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's actually a right-hander out there, Aaron Hutchinson. No matter which hand he throws with, he strikes out Alex Henwood to end the inning. The Pickles strand one. They get run across. Rogues on top 9-4, heading to the 7th inning. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the 7th inning, Rogues on top 9-4. Scotty Wright leads things off for the Rogues. He pinch hit for Bryce Tilton back in the 5th inning. That first pitch is low to Scotty Wright. 1-0 the count. As I mentioned, this is the 10th game in a row for these Rogues. Have a day off tomorrow. That one low and outside. 2-0 to Scotty Wright. Certainly not playing like it, though. Scoring 9 runs through 6 innings and making some terrific plays out in the field. Next one catches the inside part of the plate. 2-1 the count. The 2-0. Swung on, hit well to left field. That is going to be fair down the left field line. Scotty Wright rounding first, heads to second. He is in with a stand-up double to lead off the top of the 7th.
Will you put it over by my burger?
So Scotty Wright leads off the inning with a double. Sharp one down the line in left field, and that'll bring up Jake Helwig. Jake Helwig making 2 fantastic plays. Jake Helwig out in right field. Came on in the 5th inning for Connor Kanishi. First pitch to Helwig, the left-handed batter, is outside, 1-0. Scotty Wright takes his lead from second. Top of the 7th, nobody out. Next pitch is outside, 2-0. The first inning that Helwig comes on in the 5th, Alex Henwood hits a shot deep to right field. Jake Helwig uses all 6'2" of him to make the grab right at that 3-foot fence. Tumbles over it into the stands. Next pitch is low, 3-0. Tumbling into the stands, feet over end. Holds on for the catch. A absolutely picturesque moment by the Rogues dugout, all of them tipping their caps to Jake Helwig. And then in this last inning, with runners on for the Pickles, Helwig makes an incredible diving play on a ball hit at him in shallow right field. Next one is outside, so a 4-pitch walk to Jake Helwig. Helwig makes the diving catch, the sliding catch, and in one fluid motion, pops up, fires it over to Davis DeLorfus covering second base to double up the Pickles. So runners at first and second for the Rogues, nobody out in the top of the 7th. On top 9-4 and looking for more. Caleb Smith, who has reached 3 times and scored 3 times at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Olstead. Swung on and missed off speed. Caleb Smith out in front of that one. 0-1 the count. The fireworks continuing after the 4th of July. Laura, you call this night brutal. I'd call it exciting. Here's the 0-1. Another off-speed pitch. This one misses the plate. 1-1 the count. Scotty Wright at second. Jake Helwig at first. Nobody out, top of the 7th. 1-1 the count to Caleb Smith. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man for the Rogues, Davis DeLorfus. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So now 1 balls and 2 strikes to Caleb Smith. 2 on, nobody out. Matt Olstead trying to work out of a jam. Rogues trying to make him pay. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Another off-speed pitch got Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith retired for the first time today. That'll bring up the RBI leader of the Great West League, Davis DeLorfus. Has a chance to add to that total here with Scotty Wright at second, Jake Helwig at first, and just 1 out. The right-handed batter DeLorfus from Utah. Plays for Utah. Steps into the batter's box. The lefty Olstead looks back at second, looks at first, comes home. That ball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Tate Budnick. 1-0 the count. Scotty Wright led the inning off with a sharp double down the left field line. Caught up with Scotty Wright, I believe it was last night's broadcast, in the pregame show. Here's the 1-0. That one fouled back and out of play. 1-1 the count. Scotty Wright, the winning pitcher of last night's game, if I'm not mistaken. Through 2 2/3 innings, had 6 strikeouts. So doing it with his arm, doing it with the bat for the Rogues. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Davis DeLorfis. Scotty Wright at second, Jake Helwig at first. Here's the pitch. Off speed. DeLorfis waits on it. It's a short hop ball that Daniel Lopez misplayed. A softly hit ball that Daniel Lopez decided to wait on to try and catch it right as it hit the ground. I think there was topspin on that ball, so it just dropped a little sooner than Daniel Lopez thought, and it goes right in between the 5-hole. Everyone's safe. Bases are loaded for Clay Valenzuela-Reese. It's ruled an error on Lopez. Scotty Wright at third, Jake Helwig at second. Davis DeLorfis at first. 1 out for Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Here's the first pitch to the right-hander. Swung on and missed. Boy, these off-speed pitches are catching the Rogues off guard. I will say that pitch by Davis DeLorfis, he had great patience waiting for that off-speed pitch. It was a slow pitch. It was a slow pitch that he just was able to hold back the bat and poke it into play. Here's the 0-1 to Valenzuela-Reese. The fastball misses inside, and holy cow, the speed differential on those 2 pitches from Matt Olstead, that is absolutely devastating. My goodness. I mean, that was looked like a low 50s off-speed pitch to then a high 80s fastball. It's low. 1-1 the count to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Here it is. Off-speed outside. 2-1 the count. Bases loaded for Clay Valenzuela-Reese here in the top of the 7th inning. Olstead looks at first. Comes home. Here it is. That one low. Skips by Tate Budnick. Here comes Scotty Wright. He is charging at the plate. In there safely with the head first dive. It is a wild pitch charge to Matt Olstead. Scotty Wright hustling down the line. Looked like an Olympic sprinter charging down the third base line. Gets in safely. So the leadoff double is cashed in for the Rogues on the wild pitch. Helwig advancing to third. DeLorfis advancing to second. 3-1 the count to Clay Valenzuela-Reese, and on deck, already with 3 RBIs in this game, Alex Isola. Here's the 3-1 to Valenzuela-Reese. Off speed and outside, ball 4. So Valenzuela-Reese has reached every single time this game, and the bases are loaded for Alex Isola. Tate Budnick going to go out and have a conversation with Matt Olstead. You're right, Christy. Chris Painter was the winning pitcher from last night. It was game 1 that Scotty Wright was the winning pitcher. My apologies. Thank you for keeping me honest. So Alex Isola stepping into the batter's box already with 3 RBIs and a run scored today, looking to add to that total. Top of the 7th, Rogues up 10-4 now over the Portland Pickles with 1 out, and the bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Low. Actually bounced in the dirt. A nice block by Tate Budnick. 1-0 to Alex Isola. Jake Helwig at third. Davis DeLorfis at second. Clay Valenzuela-Reese at first. Alex Isola, the Great West League Player of the Week, at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Fastball catches the inside part of the plate. Evens the count, 1-1. Matt Olstead trying to work out of a jam. Alex Isola having different plans. Here's the 1-1. Off speed that misses low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Final game of what has really been a 6-game series between these Medford Rogues and the Portland Pickles. 3 at home at Harry and David Field, and now 3 on the road here at Walker Stadium. Here's the 2-1 to Alex Isola. Fastball that just misses outside. 3-1 to Alex Isola. Bottles continue to clink and clank around here in the bleachers at Walker Stadium. 3-1 the count to Alex Isola. That pitch swung on, hit to the third baseman. It goes off his glove. Let's see if he has a play. He does not. Jake Helwig comes home. A sharply hit ball by Alex Isola to the third baseman, Colin Rubino. Hits off his glove. Rubino saving what would have been extra bases and a ton more RBI for Alex Isola. One run does come home. That is Jake Helwig. It's ruled a hit. Alex Isola has 4 RBI on the day. Base is still loaded. Delorf is at third. Clay Valenzuela-Reese at second. Alex Isola at first. Johnny De La Cruz, who had an RBI single back in the first inning. Another RBI in the second. Up to bat. First pitch, De La Cruz swinging. Foul tipped back out of play. 0-1 the count. Base is still loaded. 1 out, top of the 7th inning. 2 already across for the Rogues. 11-4 now over the Portland Pickles. That one in the dirt. So now 1-1 to Johnny De La Cruz. Here's the pitch from Matt Olstead. Swung on foul back into the screen right in front of us off the first base side. De La Cruz behind in the count, 1-2. One-two is in the dirt. Evens the count, 2-2. Bases loaded, top of the 7th inning. 1 out. Rogues on top, 11-4. Davis Delorf is at third. Clay Valenzuela-Reese at second. Alex Isola at first. Johnny De La Cruz trying to beef up his RBI total. Here's the 2-2 to De La Cruz. Fastball high, runs the count full, 3-2. Olstead looks at second. Now comes home. That one is just outside. Johnny De La Cruz has earned himself an RBI walk. Davis Delorfis comes home on an unearned run because he reached on an error. That was hit by Delorfis, went right through the 5-hole. Shortstop Daniel Lopez. Valenzuela-Reese over to third. Isola to second. Another RBI for Johnny De La Cruz. Dante Gutierrez up to bat now for the Medford Rogues. First pitch swinging. That one's hit high, not very far. Right fielder Xander Clark, left fielder Xander Clark coming on to make the clutch. It's not deep enough in left field to advance Valenzuela-Reese. So now there are 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Rogues on top, 12-4 over the Portland Pickles. That'll bring up Braden Stutzman, the DH for the Rogues. He is 1 for 4 on the day with an RBI single back in the first. Feels like forever ago. Switch hitter batting from the right side. Bases loaded. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch to Stutzman. That one's low. Ball 1. Stutzman waiting on the pitch. The Oregon Duck. Here it is. Swung on, fouled back off to the first base side. What would have been right at us if not for this netting. 1-1 now to Braden Stutzman. Clay Valenzuela-Reese at third. Alex Isola at second. Johnny De La Cruz at first. 2 outs, top of the 7th. 3 runs already across in the inning for the Rogues. The lefty, Matt Olstead, deals. That one swung on, foul tipped. Back out of play. 1-2 now to Braden Stutzman. Stutzman waits on the 1-2 with the bases loaded here in the top of the 7th. That one low in the dirt, again blocked nicely by Tate Budnick. Matt Olstead making Tate Budnick work. Evens the count, 2 apiece. 2 outs and the bases loaded in a 12-4 ball game. The runs and hits mirroring each other for both teams. 2-2 pitch hit to the shortstop, Daniel Lopez. He decides to go to first in time to get Braden Stutzman for the out. However, 3 runs do come across. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're going to stretch here at Walker Stadium. Rogues on top, 12-4. Here's Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Rogue Nation, if you're looking for a used car or truck, why not head to the dealer that will give you the best quality vehicle at the best price? Crater Lake Ford uses real-time tracking software to research similar makes within hundreds of miles to give you the best car shopping experience while saving you time and money. Crater Lake Ford. Right cars and trucks, right prices, right experiences. Visit CraterLakeFord.com today. Fans, I can't tell you how many times we've had to replace a window at Harry and David Field because of a stray fly ball. When we need our windows fixed or replaced, the only team we trust are the folks at Bill's Glass. With locations in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass, Bill's Glass is the fastest and most affordable glass service in Southern Oregon. When you hear that crash, think Bill's Glass. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 7th inning. Aaron Hutchinson still on the mound for the Rogues. First pitch to pinch hitter Renner Stecky, swung on and fouled back. Out of play. Renner Stecky pinch hitting for Daniel Lopez. 0-1, a called strike. Quickly 0-2, Hutch ahead of Stecky. The 0-2, swung on, hit fouled off the third base side. Rogues on top 12-4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Final game of a 10-game stretch for the Medford Rogues. They will finally have a day off tomorrow before heading home to Harry and David Field to take on the Lincoln Potters in a 2-game series on July 7th. That pitch swung on, just got a piece of it, did Stecky. Stays 0-2 the count. Fans, you have a really unique opportunity on Friday, July 7th. Come to the ballpark between 3 and 7 p.m. and donate to American Red Cross. Anyone who even attempts to donate will receive a free ticket to that night's game. That pitch, high fastball, swung on and missed, strike 3. was foul tipped, but Isola hung on to it. So 1 out, 1 strikeout for Aaron Hutchinson. That'll bring up Xander Clark, who has walked 3 times today and scored a run back in the first inning. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. 12-4, Rogues on top. That pitch, a broken bat, up the middle for a single. 4th time Xander Clark has reached base for the Pickles. First hit of the game for him. Tate Budnick will step into the batter's box. And for those of you who weren't with us in the early innings, Tate Budnick back in the first inning with the bases loaded and 1 out, hit a grounder up the middle. That wasn't not a very hard hit ball. What would have been a tailor-made double play. Easy enough for one of the middle infielders to pick up the ball, step on the bag at second, and fire over to first. However, the ball hits the bag. It hits second base, caroms off into left center field, and 2 runs would score. Another one would score later in the inning. That first pitch to Budnick in there for a strike. 0-1 by Aaron Hutchinson. And that would be most of the damage that the Pickles would cause. 3 runs in that first inning. Next one, a fastball on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-2. Hutchinson ahead of Budnick here. Xander Clark takes his lead at first base. Pickles would be blanked by Cole Percival until the 6th inning. They would scratch 1. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, just got a piece of it, did Tate Budnick. We'll do this again. Tate Budnick steps back into the batter's box. We're ready to do this. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Xander Clark at first for the Pickles. Here's the pitch. That one outside. Isola saying good pitch. 1-2 the count. And again, for those of you who are joining us a little late, 4 Rogues have been ejected in this ballgame. That pitch gets by Alex Isola. Xander Clark will advance to second on a wild pitch by Aaron Hutchinson. Christian Coronado and Chris Painter were ejected by Mick Hendrickson, the home plate umpire last night, the field ump tonight, before the game even started, before a first pitch was even thrown. And then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, a little bit of I'm not sure exactly what happened, but here's a 2-2. That one outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Tate Budnick. Just a conversation, seemed to be very calm, under-controlled conversation between Josh Hogan and the field on Mick Hendrickson. Hogan gets tossed, and then as Hogan is collecting his things in the dugout, Hendrickson tosses Jaden Hanna. Here's the 3-2 from Aaron Hutchinson inside, ball 4. So now runners at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 1st for the Pickles. We received word from multiple sources that Hendrickson had tossed Jaden Hanna for swearing, for using a inappropriate word. And those same sources who reported that are also saying that Jaden Hanna did nothing of the sort. So a little bit of questions that still have to be answered. That pitch in the dirt to Cody Fallon. 1-0. Xander Clark at second. We have a pinch hitter actually for Cody Fallon. We'll get that for you in just a second. That's Brady Johnson up there for Cody Fallon. Certainly some lines were drawn from last night. Mick Hendrickson was the home plate umpire. There were some questionable balls and strikes being called. That pitch hit to the shortstop. DeLorfis will flip it over to third in time to get the lead runner, Xander Clark. What a great play. Actually, that's, yes, Davis DeLorfis out there at short. Gloved the ball over being to his right. DeLorfis then backhands it to Clay Valenzuela Reese at third to get Xander Clark the lead runner. Runners still at first and second for the Pickles. 2 out now here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Matt Starkovic. 12-4, your Rogues on top. Looking to close this one out quickly so we can head back home to Medford. First pitch swung on and missed by Matt Starkovic. That ball hit softly to the second baseman. Scotty Wright fields it cleanly over to Dante Gutierrez in time to retire the Pickles. They strand to no runs in the inning for the Pickles. We head to the top of the 8th. Your Rogues on top, 12-4 here at Walker Stadium. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. This Rogues broadcast is brought to you by Rogue Credit Union. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the 8th inning, Rogues on top, 12-4. A few defensive changes for the Portland Pickles for those of you scoring at home. Remaining in the game for Daniel Lopez is Renner Stecky. He pinch hit for Daniel Lopez. Replacing Cody Fallon at first is number 28, Brady Johnson. Replacing Griffin Mueller in right is number 7, Andrew Garcia. Replacing Alex Henwood at second, number 44, Kelechi Anyanwu. And on the mound for the Pickles, number 22, right-hander Dustin Reddish. Did you get all that? First pitch swinging to Scotty Wright. Doug making joke after joke. Thank you, Dex, for the kind words. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure meeting you. It's a pleasure meeting all of you in person. And it's great to finally put a name to the face here on the live chat. That ball gets away from away from the catcher, rather, Tate Budnick. Evens the count 1-1. Rogues on top, 12-4 here in the top of the 8th inning. Scotty Wright, who doubled earlier in this game, waits on the pitch. That one's outside. 2-1 now to Scotty Wright. 2-1 pitch taken for a strike. And actually, it's not Andrew Garcia. It's Brian Bryce Resch out there in right field. We'll adjust that here on our scorecard. 2-2 the count to Scotty Wright. No one on, no one out here in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. That one high. 3-2. 12-4, your Rogues on top. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 3 in the 7th for the Rogues. Next pitch swung on, foul, back out of play into the parking lot. I think that'll avoid a car. It does. There is some protective foliage blocking the parking lot, but trees can only do so much. Count remains full to Scotty Wright here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch from Dustin Reddish. Swung on, that one's hit well to right field. It's going to be playable, though. Center fielder Matt Starkovic makes the catch for the first out of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Jake Helwig. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us on the live stream. Thank you all for joining us on the live stream. It's a pleasure to bring you Rogues baseball. It really is. Especially in this series. My goodness, what exciting baseball this has been. So Jake Helwig stepping up, who may very well be the player of the game, make 2 incredible plays, The pitch to Helwig is swung onto the shortstop. That is the new shortstop, Brenner Stecky, who throws out Jake Helwig at first. Helwig didn't give me a chance to tell you about his 2 incredible plays out in right field. He robbed Alex Henwood of a home run, flipped over the low wall in right field, tumbled head over heels. I'm not sure why it's called head over heels, because your head is always over your heels. His heels were, in fact, over his head as he flipped over the wall, held onto the ball, robbing Henwood of a home run. And then in the next inning, with runners on for the Pickles, made a great diving catch, and then fired to second to double up the Pickles. Caleb Smith, who is 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored, steps up. First pitch in there for a strike to Caleb Smith. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. Looks like it tipped off the catcher, Tate Budnick. 12 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Rogues, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Pickles. Again, fans, we will be back at Harry and David Field Friday, July 7th to take on the Lincoln Potters. It's a Fill the Park Friday, and you can also come to the ballpark from 3 to 7 p.m. to donate blood to American Red Cross. Here's the 0-2. That one outside, 1-2. Any fan who just attempts to donate, we understand it's not as easy for everyone to donate. If you make an attempt to donate to American Red Cross at Harry and David Field on July 7th, get a free ticket to that night's game against the Lincoln Potters. Here's the 1-2. That one taken for a strike. Third strike on the outside part of the plate. Caleb Smith doesn't like it. He's rung out for the second time. 3 up, 3 down for the Rogues. In the 8th, we head to the home half of the 8th inning. Rogues on top 12-4. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com. In Medford on North Pacific Highway or Rogue River Highway in Grants Pass, or find them at Lippert's.com. This Rogues broadcast also brought to you by Heroes. Heroes is the new place for gourmet subs, wraps, salads, and burgers. People are really talking about how Heroes is the best sandwich shop in town. Go give them a try. Eat like a hero. Hero Subs. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're in the home half of the 8th inning. Your Rogues are on top, 12-4. On in relief for the Medford Rogues, Bobby Wood. Bryce Resch will step into the batter's box. Apologies, that's actually Andrew Garcia. So we were a little turned around. Andrew Garcia wearing his normal number 7 out there for the Pickles to face Bobby Wood. Here's the pitch. First pitch fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. Next one to Garcia in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Andrew Garcia, the right-handed batter, waits on the pitch from the righty Wood. Fastball misses outside. 2-1 the count. Rogues just 6 outs away from sweeping the Portland Pickles. That ball hit sharply to third baseman. A great pick by Josh Berman, who's over there at third base. So Josh Berman comes in as a defensive replacement for Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Makes a great play over there at third. Throws out Andrew Garcia for the first out of the inning. Another pinch hitter for the Portland Pickles. That is Braden Bafaro out of Hillsboro, Oregon. His first pitch is taken for a strike by Bobby Wood. Next pitch swung on and missed. Looks like a slider or some sort of off speed from Wood. 0-2 to Braden Bafaro, left-handed batter. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 12-4, your Rogues on top. Here's the pitch from Wood. Fastball swung on and missed. Tipped in the dirt. Throw over to first in time for the first strikeout for Bobby Wood tonight. That'll bring up the leadoff man, Colin Rubino. Here's the windup and the pitch from Bobby Wood. That one low. Ball 1. Righty-righty matchup here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nobody on. 2 outs. That one's high. 2-0 the count now. Nobody on for the Portland Pickles here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-0 the count to Robinho with 2 out in the game. In the inning, rather. That one called a strike. So now 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Nobody on for Colin Rubino. Bobby Wood on the mound for the Pickles. That one, fastball just inside. 3-1 the count. Bobby Wood trying to go 3 up, 3 down on the Pickles. Next pitch is high for ball 4. So a 2-out walk by Colin Rubino. And that'll bring up the second baseman who came on as a defensive replacement, Kelechi Anyanwu. Kelechi Anyanwu batting .258 on the year. 8 hits, 7 runs, couple RBI, couple walks, 5 stolen bases, so a speedster. From Portland, Oregon, attending Clark Atlanta University. First pitch in there for a strike to Kelechi, the right-handed batter, sporting a fantastic goatee. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Colin Rubino at first. He walked. Here's the pitch from Bobby Wood. That one high. Curveball, it missed up. 1-1 now. 2 on Yanwu. Here's the pitch. That one is hit high to right field. Coming on, Jake Helwig looks like he is under it. He will make the catch for the final out of the inning. The Pickles strand one. We head to the top of the 9th inning with your Rogues on top 12-4. You're listening to Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're on the top of the 9th inning. Rogues on top 12-4. First pitch swinging for Davis Lorfus, popped out of play into the parking lot. Should avoid a car, and it does. 0-1, the count. Here's the 0-1 to Davis DeLorfus. Dustin Reddish still on the mound for the Pickles. Swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch. DeLorfus was ahead of that one. So 0-2 the count to Davis DeLorfus. That one low in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top 3 hitters for the Rogues. Actually, Josh Berman, who replaced Clayvowns Wheeler-Reese in the top of this inning, is on deck. Next pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. And that'll bring up Josh Berman, who was the center of a terrific piece by Newswatch 12's Jake Garcia. I highly recommend you check it out on their website, Newswatch 12, or rather KDRV.com. A terrific piece on Josh Berman and his workout routine, switching over from the traditional old school method of just pumping, lifting heavy objects and looking more towards an Olympic style of training regimen involving core workouts, high intensity, high explosive workouts. Really a fantastic piece. I highly recommend you check it out. First pitch to Berman, way inside. 0-1 the count. Next one is inside to Berman. 0-2 the count.
Top half of the ninth inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Reddish looks in, comes second. Here's the pitch.
Here's the 2-0 to Berman. That one's inside. 3-0.
Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 out. Deep breath by Berman.
Left-handed Berman, right-handed Berman rather, excuse me. Waits for the 3-0 pitch from Reddish. That one catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. Waiting on deck, Alex Isola. Top of the ninth inning, 12-4, Rogues on top.
Friday night, far from the park. The dugout. Walker Stadium. Friday night against the Marysville Bull Sox. There's a 3-1 for Reddish.
3-1 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strike 2, excuse me.
Lagunitas will be giving away free dog collars.
Count is now full, 3-2 to Josh Berman.
Still available for that game. Call the Pickles off to the 5-0
1 out, nobody on for the Rogues in the top of the ninth. Here's the pitch from Reddish. Swung on, foul tipped. We'll do this again.
Remains 3-2 on Berman. 12-4 Rogues here in the ninth. We got 1 down. It's 3-2 on Josh Berman. Alex Isola on deck.
Berman steps back in.
Reddish looks in.
Full count to Josh Berman.
Ready for the 3-2.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, hit softly by the catcher, or by the pitcher rather, picked up by the second baseman on Yanwu. Makes the out. 4-3 to get Josh Berman. That'll bring up Alex Isola. 2 outs, nobody on.
The game, 4 more RBIs. He's now got 15 on the series.
Here's Rose pitcher number 24, Alex Isola.
In the first, bases loaded walk and then RBI in the second. 2 RBIs on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Popped up in the sixth. RBI single in the seventh. 2 down, no
Alex Isola has 4 RBIs in this game. First pitch to him, off-speed pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
Throws the rubber, now looks in, ready for 0-1.
0-1 the count to Alex Isola.
46 RBIs on
Here's the pitch.
5 home runs.
Another off-speed, catches the inside part of the plate. 0-2, Isola behind in the count.
0-2 on him. Reddish has struck out 2 in this game. Really? Into the 0-2 here. Set. And delivers.
That one fouled off the first base side and out of play. We're all set to do this again. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, hit again, foul off the first base side and out of play. Oh, and 2 the count to Alex Isola. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit up to the second baseman on Yanwu, fields it over to the first baseman in time. 3 up, 3 down for the Rogues. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning. They're on top, 12-4. We'll give you the last 3 outs of this one right after this. Stick around, Rogue Nation. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 9th inning. Bobby Wood on the mound. First pitch, strike delivered to Renner Stecky. Rogues on top, 12-4. This is the final 3 outs of the year for the Medford Rogues in Portland. That pitch is inside, evens the count 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit up the middle, off the glove of Wood. Fielded by DeLorfis, a bare hand catch. Wow, what a play by Davis DeLorfis over to get the runner Stecky in time. Ground ball up the middle, hit off of Bobby Wood's glove. Deflected to Davis DeLorfis at shortstop, who was ranging over to his left. Bare hands the ball on a hop. Fires it over to Dante Gutierrez in time to get Renner Stecky. What a great play. One of many terrific plays by your Medford Rogues here tonight. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That'll bring up Xander Clark. First pitch is low, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That one outside, 2-0. Bobby Wood on the mound for the Medford Rogues, trying to close this one out. 2 outs away from the series sweep of the Portland Pickles. That one's outside, 3-0 to Xander Clark. 1 ball away from his 4th walk of the day. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch from Bobby. That one, fastball, thigh high for a strike. Wood getting the sign from Alex Isola. Here's the 3-1 to Xander Clark. That one outside, ball 4. Clark has reached base every time this inning. 4 walks and a single. That'll bring up Tate Budnick. We actually have a pinch hitter for the Portland Pickles. That'll bring up number 6, Cameron Mosier from Longview, Washington, attending St. Martin's in his free time. Right-handed batter, 5'10", 170. First pitch fouled back and out of play. 0-1 the count. Xander at first, where he's been just about every time he's come to the plate. 0-1, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning with Xander Clark at first. Rogues on top, 12-4. That one is low. Evens the count, 1-1. Four Rogues were ejected from this game, but certainly didn't need them in this one. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses low and outside. 2-1 to Cameron Mosier. Xander Clark having a conversation with Dante Gutierrez at first base. Here's the pitch from Bobby Wood. That one's hit to the shortstop. DeLorfis elects to go to first. Not going to be in time. Ball skips off from Dante Gutierrez. It's going to be ruled a base hit for Cameron Mosier. Advancing to third on the error. It's going to be called an errant throw by Davis DeLorfis. Xander Clark over to third. That'll bring up Brady Johnson, who came on as a defensive replacement for Cody Fallon back in the 8th inning.
They've got runners at second and third. First pitch to Brady.
1 out, runners at the corners for the Pickles. And was Cameron Mosier elected, was he awarded a base because that ball went out of play? Cameron Mosier's at second. I'm not sure if that was in defensive indifference.
We'll call it.
Call it defensive indifference. 2-0 the count to Brady Johnson. Runners at second and third. For the Pickles here, 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. Bobby Wood will step off, wipe his brow. We'll do this in just a moment. Here's the next pitch from Bobby Wood. That one's hit very high off the first base side. They'll see if it'll stay in play. It will not. It'll bounce out of play into the bleachers. We're all set to do this again. 2-1 the count to Brady Johnson. It's what I had on the tip of my tongue, but I just wanted to be sure. Swung on and missed. 2-2 the count to Brady Johnson with runners at second and third. 1 out, bottom of the ninth inning. Rogues on top, 12-4. Here's the pitch from Bobby Wood. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So now the Rogues are 1 out away from leaving Portland with a series sweep.